Hi, a very good evening, viewers. You are watching the news on Sansad Television with me, Rashika. Before getting into details of the day's top national and international news, a look at today's headlines. Panel constituted to investigate Morbi accident. 9 people arrested. President, Vice President and Prime Minister express grief. Compensation announced for families of victims. Prime Minister lays foundation stone of projects worth 8,000 crore in Banaskantha, inaugurates 2 railway projects worth 2,900 crore in Ahmedabad. Nation remembers Iron Man Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel on his birth anniversary, takes pledge of national unity. President, Vice President, Prime Minister and Home Minister pay tribute. RBI's digital rupee pilot project gets underway for transactions in government securities on Tuesday. 9 banks to participate in first phase. And output of 8 crore industries grows 7.9% in September. Coal, fertilizer, cement and power sectors are the big performers. Now, a quick look at our flash segment. Foreign Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar to attend SCO Heads of Government meeting hosted by China on Tuesday. Second edition of Naval Commanders Conference of 2022 begins in New Delhi. NCP Chief Sharad Pawar admitted to hospital after his health deteriorates in Mumbai. 413 candidates left in the fray for the assembly elections in Himachal Pradesh. Delhi High Court tells Centre to file a better affidavit to show that Subramaniam Swamy's security concerns have been addressed. An MOU between FIFA, Ministry for Education and AIFF signed for Football for School program in Navi Mumbai. Exodus of panicked workers to avoid COVID lockdowns inside Apple's biggest iPhone factory hits Apple supply chain in China. NATO calls on Moscow to urgently renew UN broker deal that enabled Ukraine to resume grain exports via the Black Sea amid global food crisis. And Twitter plans to let go of a quarter of its workforce, says reports. Owner Elon Musk denies news. Israel to vote for 5th time in 4 years on Tuesday in an election in which former Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is attempting a comeback. Nine officials of the Gujarat-based Oreva Group have been arrested by the police for the Morbi suspension bridge collapse in which at least 134 people have died. The company was in charge of repairing the bridge. The President, Vice President, Prime Minister along with other leaders have expressed grief over the tragedy.
CCTV footage showed the moment a bridge in Western India collapsed on Sunday, killing at least 134 people. The 230-meter footbridge over the Machu River in Morbi town was packed with sightseers during Chhath Puja when it collapsed on Sunday evening, plunging people into the river below. Eyewitnesses said many of those who fell into the river were children and a search was underway for victims. About 35 victims were younger than 14, according to a list of the deceased. About 170 people had been rescued by the morning. Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed his condolences on Monday over the deaths in one of the deadliest accidents in the country in the past 10 years.
हादसे में जिन लोगों को अपना जीवन गंवाना पड़ा है, मैं उनके परिवारों के प्रति अपनी संवेदना व्यक्त करता हूं। दुख की इस घड़ी में सरकार हर तरह से पीड़ित परिवारों के साथ है। गुजरात सरकार पूरी शक्ति से कल शाम से ही राहत और बचाव कार्यों में जुटी हुई है।
The Prime Minister will visit Morbi on Tuesday to take stock of the situation. The bridge is 4.1 feet wide and spans 255 yards, connecting the Darbargarh Palace Heritage Hotel and the town. It was built in 1877. Gujarat's Home Minister Harsh Sanghvi told reporters that a case has been filed to probe the tragic accident on the colonial-era bridge, which had been closed for renovation for 6 months before it was reopened to the public last week. Some 400 people had bought tickets to get onto the bridge to celebrate the Diwali and Chhath Puja festivals. Police detained 9 people after registering a criminal case against unnamed people responsible for the renovation, maintenance and management of the bridge. Bureau Report, Sansad TV.
Now news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday asserted that the arid region of North Gujarat has witnessed a massive transformation in the last 20 years following the constant efforts of the government towards water conservation. He was addressing a gathering after laying the foundation stone for various water supply projects worth over 8,000 crore rupees at Thadar in Banaskantha. The Prime Minister said the water conservation projects to begin in the region will help irrigation over 1,000 villages of the 6 districts of North Gujarat. He maintained that the central government is also providing assistance to the farmers to establish cold storage networks, food processing plants and much more.
આના એક જ કાર્યક્રમમાં 8,000 કરોડ રૂપિયાની યોજનાઓ આ પરિયોજનાઓથી આપણો આ બનાસકાંઠા, આપણો પાટણ જિલ્લો, આપણો મહેસાણા, લગભગ 6 જિલ્લાના 1,000 કરતા વધારે ગામોને અને 2 લાખ હેક્ટર કરતા વધારે જમીનને સિંચાઈની સુવિધા મળવાની છે.
Prime Minister Modi dedicated 2 railway projects to the nation at Asarwa in Ahmedabad. The 2 rail projects costing 2,900 crore, including the 300-kilometer long Asarwa Himmatnagar Udaipur railway line and the 58-kilometer long Lunidhar Jetalsar railway line. The Prime Minister also flagged off new trains running between Bhavnagar, Jetalsar and Asalwa to Udaipur.
2009 से 14, 125 किलोमीटर से कम, जबकि 2014 और 2022 के बीच 550 से ज्यादा किलोमीटर रेलवे लाइन का डबलिंग, दोहरीकरण ये गुजरात में हुआ है. इसी तरह गुजरात में 2009 से 2014 के बीच करीब 60 किलोमीटर ट्रैक का ही बिजलीकरण हुआ था, जबकि 2014 से 2022 के बीच 1700 किलोमीटर से अधिक ट्रैक का बिजलीकरण किया जा चुका है.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday said that enemies were trying to break India's unity and the country should stand firm against any such attempts. The Prime Minister said this as he paid tribute to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel at Kevadia in Gujarat on his birth anniversary. He asserted that for India, its unity has never been a necessity, but has been its uniqueness. The Prime Minister urged people to refrain from the negative narratives that try to divide the country into the lines of religion, caste and language.
सरदार पटेल जैसा नेतृत्व न होता तो क्या होता? क्या होता अगर 550 से ज्यादा रियासतें एकजुट नहीं हुई होती? क्या होता अगर हमारे ज्यादातर राजे रजवाड़े त्याग की पराकाष्ठा न दिखाते, मां भारती में आस्था न दिखाते? आज हम जैसा भारत देख रहे हैं, हम उसकी कल्पना भी नहीं कर सकते थे.
The nation on Monday paid homage to the unifier of modern India, Iron Man Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, on his 147th birth anniversary. The day is also celebrated as Rashtra Ekta Divas. President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar and Home Minister Amit Shah paid floral tribute at the statue of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel at Patel Chowk in Delhi. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, Union Ministers Rajnath Singh, Piyush Goyal, Dharmendra Pradhan, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge and many other dignitaries also paid floral tribute at the statue of Sardar Patel at the Central Hall of Parliament in New Delhi. On this occasion, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla also administered an oath to all those present in the Central Hall to maintain the national unity intact. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla addressed students at the Central Hall of Parliament on the birth anniversary of Iron Man Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. The Lok Sabha Speaker said Sardar Patel had a vision for the Navnirman of India. His vision was aimed at Ek Bharat, Shresht Bharat. The 75 young participants took part in a wreath-laying ceremony at the historic Central Hall. They were chosen through various competitions held in schools and colleges across the country.
भारत एक मजबूत राष्ट्र के रूप में चाहे सीमा पर मजबूत हो, चाहे आर्थिक रूप से मजबूत हो, अन्नदाता के किसान के रूप में मजबूत हो, चाहे युवाओं की बौद्धिक क्षमता के रूप में, आज हमारा भारत दुनिया के अंदर सबसे उभरता हुआ देश है और उस उभरते हुए देश के अंदर सबसे बड़ा योगदान है तो भारत के नौजवान साथियों का है.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Monday said that Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel realized the dream of a strong and united India with his far-sightedness, despite attempts by some forces to keep the country divided. He said this while flagging off a run to commemorate the 147th birth anniversary of India's first Home Minister, Sardar Patel, in the national capital. Shah also added that in the next 25 years, India will be able to realize the dream of the country's freedom fighters of making India a strong and prosperous country and celebrate its 100th year of independence. The Run for Unity, which began from the Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium in New Delhi, saw the participation of a large number of people, including sports personalities, sports enthusiasts and personnel of Central Police Forces.
कल गुजरात में एक हादसे में कई लोगों ने अपनी जान गंवाई है. वो दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण हादसे में अपनी जान गंवाने वाले सभी लोगों के परिवारजनों के प्रति मेरी संवेदना व्यक्त करता हूं और वो सभी मृतकों के प्रति ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करता हूं कि इनकी आत्मा को चिर शांति मिले.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah also said Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel resides in the hearts of every Indian. The Home Minister was addressing the program of the Gujarat Education Society on the birth anniversary of Bharat Ratna Sardar Patel. He said that it is because of Sardar Patel that India is today a strong nation, successful democracy and the fifth largest economy in the world.
एक भी शब्द कटु बोले बगैर एक राष्ट्र 75 साल के अंदर अपने पुरुषार्थ के बल पर जिन्होंने हमारे साथ पर 150 साल शासन किया. एक जमाना में कहते थे कि अंग्रेजों का सूर्य कभी नहीं डूबता है. देश के हर खंड में उनका राज था. उनको पीछे छोड़कर हम 5वें नंबर की अर्थव्यवस्था बने हैं क्योंकि हमने लोकतंत्र की नींव डालने का काम किया. भारत को एक करने का काम सरदार पटेल ने किया.
And now moving on, output of 8 crore industries grew 7.9% in September on better performance of coal, fertilizer, cement and power sectors. The growth rate of basic industries in the same month a year ago was 5.4%. In August 2022, the production of basic industries grew by 4.1%. The output of 8 crore industries grew by 9.6% in the first half of the current financial year. The 8 crore industries include coal, crude oil, natural gas, refinery products, steel, cement and electricity. The Congress on Monday paid tributes to former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi on her death anniversary. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, senior Congress leader Sonia Gandhi and other senior leaders paid tribute to Indira Gandhi at Shakti Sthal in New Delhi. She was assassinated on this day in 1984 by the two of her security guards in the national capital. And in other national news, the Supreme Court has sought response from the central government and the Election Commission on a PIL challenging the validity of a provision of the Representation of the People Act. The bench has fixed December 29 for further hearing on the PIL. The Supreme Court has said it is unfortunate that the two-finger system of testing rape victims is prevalent in the society even today. The Apex Court instructed the centre and the states to ensure that the test does not happen in future. Delhi's air quality remained in the very poor category, with the city recording a minimum temperature of 15 degrees Celsius, a notch below the season's average. The Chhath festival concluded on Monday with devotees standing in water on the banks of rivers and ponds and offering prayers to the rising sun. Time for a short break here. Stay tuned for more news on the other side.
शास्त्रों ने कहा है कि जब राजा अन्याय करता है तो नमक और शक्कर भी अपना रस छोड़ देते हैं।
जहां बेटियों की नहीं सुनी जाती, वो राष्ट्र उत्कर्ष नहीं कर सकता।
सुशासन का एक ही सिद्धांत है, जो न्यायपूर्वक शासन करता है उसे बाद में पछताना नहीं पड़ता।
यदि ईश्वर के सामने धर्म के शासन में हम सभी समान हैं, तो धर्म पालन करने और करवाने का अधिकार सिर्फ मेरे परिवार के पास ही सुरक्षित क्यों रहे?
मैंने तुम्हें पाटलिपुत्र का साम्राज्य इसलिए दिया है ताकि तुम खंड खंड में बटे हुए भारत को एक कर सको। याद रख, राजा का सुख प्रजा के सुख में है। आप कर के रूप में सालाना अपनी उपज का हिस्सा राज्य के कोष के निर्माण के लिए देते हैं। यह शुल्क मेरे उपभोग के लिए नहीं, किंतु प्रजा के उपयोग के लिए है।
क्या नहीं जानते थे महाराज धृतराष्ट्र और पितामह कि एक स्त्री की रक्षा करना भी राजधर्म है?
Welcome back. You're watching the news. Now let's take a look at the latest from the war front. And now news from Russia, Ukraine. Russia, with its huge harvest, is ready to replace Ukraine as the main grain supplier on the world market. A Russian official said after his country suspended its participation in the Black Sea Grain Initiative. On Sunday, no grain ships were seen passing through the Black Sea ports. Ukrainian President Zelensky on Sunday expressed outrage at Russia's decision to halt its participation in the grain deal. Zelensky said Russia's move has put the world on the verge of a food crisis. He added that Ukraine will do everything possible to ensure that the grain export initiative continues to work. Turkish and United Nations teams restarted vessel inspections under the Black Sea grain exports deal. Russia said it halted its role in the deal for an indefinite term because it could not guarantee the safety of civilian ships after an attack on its Black Sea fleet farther east. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan said his nation will continue its efforts for the Black Sea grain export deal despite Russian hesitancy. Erdogan said even if Russia behaves hesitantly because it didn't receive the same benefits, they will continue decisively our efforts to serve humanity. The UK Defence Ministry has rejected claims by Russia that British Navy personnel had sabotaged critical Russian gas pipelines to Europe. A Russian Defence Ministry spokesperson had accused the British military of being involved in damaging the Nord Stream 1 and 2 pipelines that run under the Baltic Sea from Russia to Germany. The UK ministry accused Russia of peddling false claims of an epic scale. Tens of thousands gathered in Czech capital Prague on Sunday to express their solidarity with Ukraine, with people waving Czech, Ukrainian and EU flags. The rally took place in response to 3 recent anti-government demonstrations during which protesters demanded the resignation of the pro-Western coalition government of Conservative Prime Minister Fiala for its support for Ukraine. The Russian Defense Ministry said Kyiv released 50 Russian army personnel as part of a prisoner swap on Saturday. 50 Ukrainian soldiers and 2 civilians were released as part of the swap with Russia. Thick plumes of smoke were seen rising over the Kyiv skyline on Monday after morning strikes in the Ukrainian capital. Unconfirmed reports on social media and local media reports suggested hydroelectric power plants had also been attacked in the Kyiv region. There was no word on casualties. Local officials said 350,000 apartments were left without electricity, water supplies were affected, and mobile systems were down. And now news from other parts of the globe. Supporters of Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva took to the streets on Sunday night to celebrate his victory in the Brazilian presidential elections. With over 99% of the votes tallied in the runoff vote, da Silva had 50.9% and Jair Bolsonaro 49.1%. Here are more details.
Brazil has taken a turn to the left as former president Lula da Silva beat far-right incumbent Jair Bolsonaro in the presidential election. Da Silva won 50.9% of the votes. It was enough to beat Jair Bolsonaro, whose supporters had been confident of victory.
Eu acho que o povo já chega de sofrer. Não é possível povo tão bondoso, povo tão carinhoso, povo que gosta de música, povo que gosta de samba, povo alegre, sofrer tanto por governo fascista que não gostava do povo, que não gostava de negro, que não gostava de indígena.
It marked a stunning comeback for Da Silva, who could not run in the last presidential election in 2018 because he was in jail and banned from standing for office. The vote was won by Bolsonaro, who used the presidency to promote conservative social values while also delivering incendiary speeches and testing democratic institutions. For Da Silva, the high-stakes election is a stunning comeback. He had been found of guilty, receiving a bribe from a Brazilian construction firm in return for contracts with Brazil's state oil company. Lula spent 580 days in jail before his conviction was annulled and he returned to the political fray. Congratulations are coming in from all leaders around the world. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said he looked forward to deepening ties with Brazil. UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said he looked forward to working together on issues from growing the global economy to protecting the planet's natural resources and promoting democratic values. US President Joe Biden noted the result came following free, fair and credible elections. Russian President Vladimir Putin said the results had confirmed Lula's impressive political authority. Bureau Report, Sansad TV.
South Korean investigators on Monday combed through a narrow and sloping alley where a stampede had erupted, looking for answers as to how a surge in Halloween party goers days earlier had resulted in a death toll of 154 people. Take a look.
Authorities in Seoul are analyzing footage from over 50 CCTV cameras and social media to find out the exact cause of the accident that killed at least 154 people and injured 149 on Saturday. 33 people are still in a serious condition. Saturday's crowd surge was concentrated in a sloped, narrow alley in Seoul's Itaewon neighborhood, a popular nightlife district, with witnesses and survivors recalling a hell-like chaos of people falling on each other like dominoes. They said the entire Itaewon area was extremely jammed, with slow-moving vehicles and partygoers clad in Halloween costumes, making it impossible for rescuers and ambulances to reach the cramped alleys in time. Police said they have launched a 475-member task force to investigate the crush. They would continue questioning witnesses and shop employees near the site of the incident. On Monday, people gathered near the site of the deadly crowd surge in Seoul to pay their respects to the people who lost their lives in the country's worst disaster in years. People laid flowers and placed drinks near the Itaewon metro station to express their condolences. President Yoon on Sunday declared a one-week national mourning period and ordered flags at government buildings and public offices to fly at half-staff. Bureau Report, Sansad TV.
And in today's world news, nearly 100 people died in tropical storm Nalgae, one of the most destructive storms to lash the Philippines this year. Dozens are feared missing after villagers got buried in a boulder-laden mudslide. Almost 2 million others were swamped by floods in several provinces. Bahrain is gearing up for Pope Francis's historic visit, set to take place between 3rd and 6th of November. The Pope will be attending the Bahrain Forum for Dialogue, East and West for Human Coexistence, and is expected to hold Mass. Somalia and the United Nations have condemned the twin-car bomb blast that targeted Somalia's Education Ministry building in the capital, Mogadishu, on Saturday. At least 100 people were killed and more than 300 were injured. A memorial ceremony was held at the Butowa firing range in the Moscow region on Sunday as Russian marked the National Day for Remembrance of Victims of Political Repression. The ceremony started with a memorial service and proceeded with the reading of the names of those who were killed and buried at the site during the infamous purges under Joseph Stalin. China on Monday launched the last of the 3 modules that will comprise its space station, set to be second permanently inhabited outpost in the low Earth orbit after the NASA-led International Space Station. The uncrewed Mengtian or Dreaming of the Heavens module was launched atop China's most powerful rocket, the Long March 5B, from the Wenchong Space Launch Center in Hainan province. Now time for some sports news. Starting with cricket, in the T20 World Cup at Gaba today, Australia beat Ireland with 42 runs and moved up to the second spot in Group 1. Aussie captain Aaron Finch scored half-century with his team scoring 179 for 5. In badminton, the world number 8 pair of Satvik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty defeated 25th ranked Lu Qingyao and Yao Pohang of Chinese Taipei 21-13, 21-19 in the final of the men's doubles event at the French Open. India's Sankar Muthuswamy won silver at the BWF Junior World Championships after losing 14-21, 2022 to Chinese Taipei's Kuo Conlin in Sunday's final. Indian men's hockey team was defeated 3-2 by Spain in the FIH Pro League on Sunday at the Kalinga Stadium in Odisha. In Formula 1, Red Bull driver Max Verstappen finished in the first place at the Mexican Grand Prix to claim his record-setting 14th win of the season on Sunday. That is a wrap of the bulletin tonight. Stay tuned to Sansad Television for more updates. Good night.